This video is going to show 3 house coal mines situated behind the Florida Hollow Low Gap using the hillside shade map from nationalmap.gov. Right here's the low gap. The first mine you'll see in the video is the one where we actually were able to get the camera to the interior of the mine to see what it looked like. The other two, this one kind of medium size, and right here's the contour of it. This was the contour of how that first one looked right on the ridge line. You'll hear me talking about it. You also hear me talking about the cellar house foundation, which was right here. And then I walked down this path here to get to mine number 2, which was closed by natural erosion and deterioration. And then finally I got over to number 3, which was even in worse condition. So we're only able to see the inside of number 1 on this video.
Right back there in that direction, about 200 yards, is the Florida Hollow Low Gap, and I'm on the lower Lick Run side. And so if you go right through the low gap, stay at the level of the low gap on that path, not the path above or not the path below, you'll come right up to this house coal mine that was shown on the LiDAR map. Well, I see an opening off to the side there. We'll see if we'll be able to get the camera in this. I've seen this for ages. Just totally forgot it was here. Simple to get to. Boy, I thought with all these rocks right here, this would be collapsed. Look at that gap. Oh, right there's the mine. Boy, there's a bunch of, well, I mean, there's posts in there. You know, I'm going to go back and get my 12-foot device to be able to slide in here to get a better view of this. An open mine right here. Oh, my. You can see that seam over there off to the left. I think if I get my 10-foot device, I'll be able to see in there better. I see with the naked eye. See those poles laying there? Not the ones up and down. Ones laying on the floor horizontally. So let me go get the device, come back and film this. There's the post right up front there. And I'm just at ceiling level right now. It looks like the mine just goes straight back. Maybe it starts to curve on. And the ridge that's right above this mine, because this mine's right on the ridge, kind of curves back that way. So that's probably how they followed the coal seam. But right up front there, if I'm not mistaken, at the first 2 main posts on the side, it looks like there's a horizontal beam on top that they use for support. And if you notice, there is water on the floor. And right below that first horizontal beam, I think you could see those pieces of wood laying on the floor there. And they used multiple beams on the side walls as they went back and put horizontal rafters for support of the ceiling. And you see right up front at the bottom of the picture, there's those horizontal boards I was talking about. Maybe those were used for rafters or something else, I can't tell. I don't see anything on the floor as far as a wooden rail system or anything like that. With this mine, I have been in the last 3 years to approximately 155, and this may be 156, coal mines in Webster County. Probably is 90% of those. Braxton County is almost 9%, and then other counties 1%. Only 4 of the mines are what would have been known as commercial mines. There was one in Randolph County. That was a commercial mine, and it was sealed off. There were 2 in Braxton County, old mines. They look like this, where they use these old type of posts that you would just, go cut something in the woods for the post. Not what you would see today. They were last used in the 30s. And then one down in Braxton County. But all the rest have been these house coal mines, where they used it for house purposes. And I'm at an old farm here, and according to the LiDAR map, there should be a couple more house coal mines They're not on a ridge, so I don't expect them to be open like this. I've had a lot of good luck on coal mines that are right on a point or a ridge and under heavy rock. They tend to stay open. The ones where they actually had to really dig back into the hillside, those natural processes over 70, 80 or longer years have caused, mud, rocks, sticks, and leaves just to continually pile in year after year, and it self-sealed, for lack of better words. None of these mines were intentionally sealed. Not one of them that I've been at. About a third of them I've been able to film the inside like this one. Another third, when I got to the opening, it was collapsed inside, and the other I haven't even attempted. From the way this faces, definitely they curve back on around to the right. It looks like a fairly stable mine after all these years, especially with all that rafter support in there. There you can see the reflection of the post on the side in the water there. Be interesting to know how far around to the right that goes. I will tell you, this opening is wide enough for a person to wiggle their way down, and once they get in there, it's wide open. The color of the floor in there, if you look off to the far, on either side near the bottom of that coal seam, you'll see how it looks red or orangish. That's either sulfur or iron causing that, and the floor has tinges of iron in it when you look at it, at least with the naked eye. Just tilting the camera so you could see that beam up there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that goes on around to the right. This was a big, deep mine for a house coal mine. Probably used for decades. All right, that's the look at one of the three mines that the LiDAR map shows are behind this low gap on this old farm here. And fortunately, this one was open. We'll see about the other two.
That's a couple sections of PVC pipe that I made with screw-on ends so that I could get what length I need to extend my camera into the mine that I put at the end there, attach it to the end. I just want to give you another perspective of this mine that we just filmed. You see, this is going right up a point here. You see the point in the center, what I mean. And the next mines are at a lower level, though, down along this point here, as you can continue to see. And I believe there's still some remnants of the farm. It could be, it's been 15 years since I've been over here, so they may be gone by now, rotted to the ground. It's a beautiful fall day in October. About 50 yards below the mine that we just filmed, coming down that point, this is where the cellar house was. You can see the rock stacked up here. Now the wood that was on top of it that would have formed the building itself for the cellar house is rotted. Unfortunately, a tree top fell on it. You can see the depression there. This would actually be a good place to metal detect. I'll probably come back and do that another day. See all the nice stacked rocks here? So right here was the cellar house. So we're kind of at the level where the farm was in here. There is an old path in here. We're going to go down on it. Last I remember, it was lined with rocks to like prevent erosion, like a barrier wall or support wall. And this path, as it curves on around in this hollow over here, is, according to my GPS, should take me to where the next mines are. Now, they're at about 300 feet in elevation lower than the mine we were just at. These are a little bit harder to see with all the leaves coming down here this October, but right there's an old rock pile. There's bunches of them around here. That path goes down this way, but what I want to show you, this has been here forever. Do you see that forked poplar? It's pretty big. It's probably about, both forks are 40 inches. And interestingly, as you go up both forks, they both forked.
So the old path is just right down here. I'm now at the base of that huge forked poplar right here. Right here's that, I don't know if you see the rocks laying in here. Start up there, they come all the way across here, and there's like a hole in here. Wouldn't be surprised if this was like a water catchment system, maybe for their livestock, or potentially human consumption. Because I don't know of a well up here. Boy, these are brutes. Even the forks up there are 30 inches in diameter. And those rock piles I'm talking about, farmers did that to clear their fields, obviously. So they could plant crops or make it easier for animals to graze. So this old path right here, my GPS is taking me over to the 2 mines that was shown on the LiDAR map, so hopefully we'll see those. Now up there where the sun is the gap, the Florida Hollow Low Gap. So this second mine, and remember I said I probably thought it would be collapsed in from natural processes, it really is. You see where they dug out here? That's the left side of it. This tree over here would be the right side. But this is what shows up on the map. So this is the second of the 2. If that's the Florida Hollow Low Gap, that other mine is back in that direction there. The first one we filmed. So, I mean, I did kick around up there. There's a couple small openings, not nearly big enough to get my camera in, so we'll have to come back another day on this one, but we'll try to find a third one. This old path has kind of deteriorated at this point. According to this, it shouldn't be more than 100 yards on around for the next one along this flat in here. I noticed as I was heading to this third mine behind the low gap, as soon as I come up, I saw a waste pile sticking out of the hillside. Sure enough, as I kicked the leaves away, there's a couple pieces of coal or shale. And that's it right there. That depression in there. But it's filled in from natural erosion, as I expected, because this is not on a point or under any rock ledge that I can tell. I don't know how the camera picks this up, but you know, they dug up from where I'm standing about 12-15 feet. So we're about on the floor where we're standing here, the floor of the mine. Now that I'm standing in it, this one doesn't look like there's any little holes like number 2 that would be worth exploring. I didn't carry my mining bolt with me. I have a 5-foot mining bolt that I used to probe the ground and see if I could find an opening. It's hard to say how old these are. I know who the current owner of the property is. I'll have to research who owned it back in the day. But that would be at the entrance, the left side. Right here would be where the opening would have been. And this is the right side here. You can see kind of almost close to the top of where that rotted log is. That's how far they dug up to dig this mine out.